Hello and welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur TV. It's truly an interesting one today. Have you ever wanted to own your own caravan? And you've got lots of questions that you would like answering. Or maybe you're one of the brave who wants to own their own park one day. Well, we have Faye in from Woodland Hideaway. Hello, nice to meet you. And
Lovely to meet you.
What a journey you've had. You've come all the way from gorgeous Wales.
I have.
So tell me a little bit more about you yourself. How did you get involved? How did you start Woodland?
Well, basically, an opportunity came up to purchase a park with two other directors a couple of years ago. So we went ahead and bit the bullet and bought it about 3 years ago.
So that was a tricky time in the country by then,
Very much so.
just gone through COVID and everything.
Yeah.
That's a pretty brave decision to take on.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're fairly brave in life in taking decisions?
I think so, yeah, give it a go.
And, so this park, when you started it out, I can imagine that maybe it didn't have all that you envisioned it to be. So there you were with the other two directors. Did you have like a clear plan of where you wanted to go?
We did sort of. The company that I work for, Black Hills, they'd actually worked alongside Clive for a number of years, siting caravans there anyway. The opportunity came up to purchase. We knew the background of the park. We knew how it was being run. So we thought we'd bite the bullet and go for it. But yeah.
So you're there, and how big was it then? Did it have a few caravans on it, or did it have all the pitches, or did you have to really start from almost scratch and change it?
We haven't grown as such, but what we have done is a 5-star park anyway. We've just enhanced and we had a clear vision of where we wanted to go. So we've done that and we've updated the park more than anything.
How would you think that your park differentiates maybe from others in the area? Because obviously it's Wales, it's a beautiful place. So how would you say you're very different to other people?
We're not like other parks. We're not commercialized. We've got affordable site fees. That's one of the main attractions to us. Very quiet, but then we're only a few miles from the coast and all the attractions of West Wales, really.
That is the most attractive thing I think about
definitely.
Wales. It is stunning.
It is.
I mean, I've seen the footage of your location, and that must have been one of the callings that you just saw it and you thought, oh, I can do something with this.
100%. Like I say, we're 15 minutes from Newquay, Dolphins in Cardigan Bay, 20 minutes from Cardigan. So yeah, quite close to everywhere, really.
And when you get your customers on site, I mean, the thing is that everybody's got a different perspective of a caravan park and how it should be run and how you should do it. What are they looking for, do you think, and what can you give the customer?
Well, we give them really value for money. I'd say that's our biggest point. Like I say, we have got affordable site fees compared to others in the area for what we offer. We haven't got a clubhouse, which is what a lot of people actually want. So yeah, definitely value for money.
I mean, I've actually been a static caravan owner in the Lake District.
Okay.
So I sort of know a few of the things, and I had a little tick list, and one of them wasn't a clubhouse. I wanted the peace and quiet. Do you think that people are looking for that now?
100%. I mean, it's good to have your own little base, nice and quiet. If you want to visit anywhere, you can possibly go off to see some of the local attractions, but around your own caravan, so to say, you want nice and peace. That's ideally what you'd be looking for.
I mean, some of the things as well is that, when people go onto a site, they've maybe thought about having a caravan, and, I know when I walked on one, I thought, my goodness, I don't really know what I want. So like when you get somebody coming to your site, what do you do to help them through the process?
Well, we ask them what they're looking for. That's the main thing. Make sure the park's right for them. There are so many parks out there and so many people to offering different things. You have to make sure the park is right for them. Once the park's right for them, anyone can find a caravan. So just make sure the park's right for them and then everything else goes hand in hand.
But I mean, actually finding that caravan, as I know, I started off with one and I thought, I'll go a bit smaller to see if I like it. And I did like it. And then I ended up upgrading. Do you tend to find quite a few people do that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, a lot of people like to get their feet into the table first, see how they like it, and then upgrade maybe in 5-10 years' time.
But caravans They have evolved.
They have, very much so, very much so.
I remember as a child when I would go off to Little Skegness down the road and the caravan was so primitive.
Yeah.
Now there's luxury,
They're
isn't
like
there?
apartments. They're like
Exactly.
apartments, yeah.
And what sort of things can people expect to get in a caravan?
Double glazing, central heating, French doors, baths. Some of them have baths. You know, wherever you think of it, you can have it. Wine chillers, dishwashers, washing machines.
The choice is endless.
Huge, yeah.
And one of the things I would say is that storage. I'm a lady, I like to store things in cupboards. It's got better, hasn't it?
It has, very much so. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Would you recommend then to somebody, if they've never, ever been in a caravan before, I mean, to have a try before they buy?
Yeah, have a try, get a feel for it, see what you think, and then obviously go looking for your perfect park.
Is that where you come in there? Do you offer that facility where somebody could maybe borrow it for a weekend or whatever to see if they like what they are?
No. We're a smaller park, we're a private park. All of our caravans are actually privately owned. And I think that's a big sort of like, that attracts a lot of people to us because, we don't rent caravans out really, so privately owned.
And that's also good because as a previous owner, you do find that some of these parks now are going into the rentals and you don't really know who you've got coming on the park from week to week, and you've got the noise and everything else, haven't you?
You have. With our park, Woodland Hideaway, we have got private gated access. So the only ones to actually come on the park are actually people with their own key fobs, like owners basically.
And that's lovely because, again, it's an investment that someone's putting in and you've got the security there.
Definitely, 100%.
The security making sure that your pride and joy is kept that way. And that's, an important step, I think.
It is.
One thing I want to touch on is because obviously that we've seen how, great these parks are. Some parks, the bigger parks, I say have got some difficulties, okay? And I know that there's been some very negative press just lately. How are you combating that negative press about the static caravan industry in particular?
Well, we've just been honest with customers. I think the negative press is aiming primarily at the bigger park groups. And I think people need to do their homework before they, such as anyone would buy a major purchase, do their homework, find the right park, because the small park operators will always be honest and upfront with what you're buying.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because you do get some slippery salespeople. And unfortunately, they will go in there with a very silver tongue.
Very much so.
They will sell you the dream. But if you don't do your homework...
Exactly. A lot of it is down to the customers. Listen, I'm not blaming anyone, but you need to do your homework before, buying a caravan. Make sure it's right for you. And again, keep harping back to the park. Make sure the park's right for you.
I also know that many people, they sometimes don't like divulging what their site fees are going to be, but you're very transparent with that, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. We're very affordable, £3,000 a year, it's for the area, it's very affordable.
And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when you look at what you can get holiday-wise, for 3,000, I mean, that's even probably sometimes now a week or two away in a hotel, but look what you can get for 3,000 staying with you.
Yeah, well, not every weekend, sorry, 10 months of the year.
So you're 10 months of the year.
We are, yeah.
But, that's a good 10 whole months you could have.
It is, yeah, definitely.
Do you think that's what's appealing to people now?
I think so. The fact you can drop off a hat, jump in a car and you're down there within a couple of hours, really, from any time between March and January.
I think one of the benefits that I found in particular was that you can leave your stuff there. You're not having to drag everything with you, are you? So you must see those customers who come on your site after those 2 months off. They must be excited to be back.
1st of March, knock on the door. Come on, let me in.
They're battering down the doors,
Definitely,
let me in.
Definitely.
Enjoy true tranquility in the stunning Welsh countryside at Woodland Hideaway, a family-owned 5-star park nestled just 3 to 4 miles from breathtaking coastal views. This exclusive holiday park offers secured gated access and a serene natural sanctuary away from life's hustle. Whether you're yearning for a peaceful weekend retreat or weeks away in your own private haven, Woodland Hideaway awaits. Discover your perfect natural escape at woodlandhideaway.co.uk today.
Obviously, you said that you've got your park and it is beautiful where it's located. But, just sort of sell it to me, to people and others here watching, as to exactly what your park offers.
Well, beautiful park in a lovely location down in West Wales.
And what is on the doorstep?
Oh, like I said, all the beaches of West Wales, Aberporth, Tryside, Llangrannog. You've got Newquay, literally 15, 20 minutes away. Cardigan, lovely market town of Cardigan, 15, 20 minutes away. Tenby's less than an hour away. So everything is really, it's on your doorstep.
So there's plenty for people to do, especially if you like the great outdoors.
Oh, 100%. You've got the Welsh coast. You've got the walking. We can do a lot of walking following the coastal path.
And so for those people who just want a bit of peace and quiet, it's certainly a location that ticks all those boxes. Yes. And I know that a few people who I've met before have said that, that they've had bad experiences with a park because of the noise. Would you say then that these type of people should really give it a go again and maybe look at some of the small independent parks?
I do, yeah. I think if they do a bit more homework, look for the smaller independent parks, walk around, ask the owners. They will get a better feel for it. I think they will do, yeah.
Have you had any success stories or anything that you can say, any stories from any particular customer that you thought, this has been perfect for them, this is the right place for them? Or have you had anybody who's been there for a long period of time?
A lot of the recent people I've sold to, they've going back to what we said about they just want peace and quiet. So a lot of them said the same. They just want peace and quiet, get away. And I think that's just a success.
I think that's an indication of how life is going now, isn't it? It's all busy, on the go. But I know that you also have those modern facilities as well, like you have the Wi-Fi and stuff. So they're not totally cut off, are they?
Free Wi-Fi, free fast-speed Wi-Fi. Yeah, so yeah.
And that makes a change.
100%.
Because I tell you something, the park I was in, you sometimes had to go around the park a bit and go and try and find a signal when you did want it, which was quite infuriating, but at least you don't have that. I mean, just talking now a little bit about business itself, what was your background before you got Woodland?
Sales. So I work for the big park groups. I've been in Caravans for the last 22 years nearly. From Caravans really it's for the last 20 odd years, 22 years.
And was that with like particular manufacturers and just selling them, or was that just in the industry with other parks?
Well, I've seen both sides. I've started off on the retail side, and then a few years ago, about 7-8 years ago, I flipped to the trade side. So now I work for a company called Black Hills Caravan Sales, sales manager there, and we primarily deal, even though we deal retail, primarily it's trade.
I mean, that's good to have that background, though, isn't it? Because when customers say, I would really like this type of caravan, I bet you're like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Well, Black Hills, we're main dealers for Willoughby and Swift. Yeah. So, it's both large companies. So, yeah, we tend to have both sides, really.
And Willoughby not far away from this studio,
no,
as I know. We've actually interviewed them before.
Yeah, Kevin said that, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a Willoughby and I loved it.
Oh, brilliant.
I think that there's storage, as I say, I'm a storage lady. I like to put things away, and that is the thing, isn't it? I think when you've got a nice range of caravans on your site for people so that they can pick and choose and have a little look.
Yeah, definitely.
If anybody else was like thinking of owning a caravan site, what would be your biggest piece of advice that you would give them? Do they have to do their homework?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you have to know the park you're buying into. Because definitely.
I think it's fair to say we're seeing sort of like these people who've never even been on a caravan park before. Never, not been in the industry like you have, even from a sales point of view. Mm-hmm. And they're taking over a park. Yeah. I mean, that's a head scratcher.
It's a big learning curve. There's so much that I've learned just in the last few years. We've owned a caravan park. There's definitely a lot to learn, but it's good. I'm enjoying it.
If anybody is thinking, as I say, of having a caravan themselves, and they're a little bit unsure of the whole process. Mm-hmm. I know when I walked onto the park, they literally just said, here's the keys to this, and this, and there was no harsh sales. Is that the sort of tactic that you need to just let people just breathe and have a look around the caravans and have a feel for it themselves?
Yeah, you've got to let people get on with it. I mean, if there's nothing worse than standing over someone, or if I'm going to buy something and someone stood on my shoulder, I'd be like, just go away. So you need to let people find their own way, work out what they want, and then go from there.
I mean, it's a business as well. Although you're open 10 months of the year,
Yes.
it's a 365-day operation.
100%.
So, how do you switch off from business?
I do a lot of fishing. I do like fishing. I do a bit of skydiving now and again as well. And then obviously just spending time with the wife and the dogs.
And you've got a great location for that. As we've mentioned, you have the most beautiful location to do all
Yeah,
that. But
definitely.
downtime is for a lot of park owners something they don't get very much of.
They don't. No, we don't, sorry.
You say we. It's
Yeah.
an operation. You have a nice team with you working with you?
I do, yeah. We've got, like I say, I got two other directors, obviously, in the park. And then obviously we've got a couple of park managers.
And how does that help with the local community? Do they get on board? Do you do events or anything, or do you get involved locally with anything in the area?
We do Black Hills, yeah. We've got a couple of charities which we've obviously donated to. But yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, trying to help out where we can.
And that's nice to have that community feel, that you feel part of the community, even though you're a business.
Yeah.
But you're working so hard. Is there anything that keeps you awake at night?
No, try not too much anyway.
You're a pretty chilled out chap, that is for sure. Just moving on now to more parts of the business. We touched on a little bit earlier with COVID and everything. How do you think, in particular, that this government or regulations could actually help the industry? Because we've had this period of time, okay, it's over so much now, but, there's still a lot of people just trying to recover and gather momentum, isn't there?
There is, yeah. I think it's a good question.
Do you think maybe things like help on the VAT and things like that, and just giving a bit of an injection into the whole hospitality industry?
Definitely, I think certainly the Welsh government needs to look more at tourism, more as a bigger business than they already do.
And because that is the thing, isn't it? We need the tourists in, but as well, I know that maybe you don't deal more with the tourists on the side of renting and things like that, because yours is just a private park.
It is, yeah.
But there's still those people when they visit Wales and then they think, I'd like a piece of this.
Definitely.
And yours is absolutely the correct environment to have it.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, Wales is stunning, and tourism, like I say, for especially Cardigan, it's huge. And I think, with plans to certainly introduce certain, I'm assuming, legislations with regards to, holidaying in Wales, it will hit our industry.
Have you always grown up in Wales, or has there been other parts of the country that
No,
you've
I'm
lived?
Welsh.
You are Welsh through and through.
I am.
I know. I remember going there as a child, more to North Wales.
Okay.
And it was absolutely stunning. And I only picked up a couple of words, isn't it? I think Borodar and
Borodar, good morning.
good morning. Yeah, so it's still sort of stuck in the psyche there. But just Wales itself, I mean, it really is a stunning country.
It is.
With some beautiful people. How could you encourage more people here now to say, go and visit Wales? It's the place to go.
Just do it. Just do it. Just jump in a car, book somewhere and just go.
No, fall in love?
They will, 100%.
Well, Faye, it's been an absolute delight
Thank you very
having
much.
you. And, I'm sure that there's lots that people can take away from this. Do your homework.
100%.
Go and see lots of parks. Go and meet the management.
Yeah.
Look at those smaller independent parks. And, don't believe all you hear
No.
in
no.
the press.
No. There is a good side to Caravan holidays, and it's, like I say, with the small independent parks.
Well, and there you go. And I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
As being someone who's known it. And if you want to know more about Woodland Hideaway, we're going to put all the details into the bio, and then you can check them out yourself. But seriously, if you get to go that way to Wales, it is stunning. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much, Faye, for joining me.
Thank you.